So what is Local Law 152? Well, essentially, in January 2020, all buildings except for 1 and 2 family homes, as it stands now, are going to be required to have their gas lines tested every 5 years. And what this means is you're going to have to hire a gas qualified licensed master plumber to come in with a gas sniffing device, go through your house. It could be mixed use, 3 families and above, commercial. They're going to go around sniffing for gas leaks. And if they find a gas leak, they're going to notify the utility. They're going to shut your gas down and you're going to be liable to make repairs. And if you don't want to make the repairs, and if you don't file the report, you're going to get fined $10,000. Now, coming up is a video from the gas explosion that took place in 2015, which basically is the prerequisite for this Local Law 152. I want you to watch it. I'll catch you on the other side, and I'll give you a little more detail about what's coming down the pike. Hey, welcome folks. Bob here from Bob'sPlumbingVideos.com. On this channel, I provide free plumbing tutorials for people who don't want to call a plumber. No scientific data, no fancy chemical breakdown of the materials I use in these videos, just common sense solutions to everyday plumbing problems. After all, folks, you shouldn't have to take out a mortgage to be able to afford a plumber. If you're new to the channel, I highly recommend you subscribe. Also, don't forget to hit that bell notification so you'll be notified of when I post a new video. Now, let's get into this video. Oops, I almost forgot. Get lost. So here is a time-lapse video of the explosion that took place in the East Village in 2015. Take a look at the building. It's the upper center of your screen. You're going to see what happens when the actual explosion takes place. And we'll get into the rest of this video, and I'll give you an explanation of what's coming down the pike for January 2020.
A fiery explosion in New York's East Village Thursday afternoon injured at least 19 people, damaged 4 buildings, and led to the collapse of at least one of the buildings. The injured included at least 4 people who were in critical condition and 4 firefighters who sustained minor injuries.
Preliminary evidence suggests a gas-related explosion. That investigation is ongoing. The initial impact appears to have been caused by plumbing and gas work that was occurring inside 121 2nd Avenue.
Police officials said the explosion happened shortly after 3 p.m. Fires were still being fought hours later, and officials warned people about air quality and the area around the blast.
It is the 7th alarm, and there are approximately 250 of our members here on the scene. This first call came in at 17 minutes after 3, and our members arrived in less than 3 minutes to a scene they certainly didn't expect. The scene of this explosion blew the front of 121 across the street. They, for the first 15 minutes before the building started to collapse, made extremely dangerous searches of these buildings to search for any victims.
People in the neighborhood described the explosion as shaking buildings blocks away and shattering windows. Officials said 4 buildings were affected by the blast, possibly displacing hundreds of residents. In addition to the collapsed building, 2 others partially collapsed, according to fire officials.
All right, here is the Wikipedia article on the 2015 East Village gas explosion. I'll leave a link to this article down below the video. You can read all about it when you have some extra time, but basically, I want to scroll down here to the area where it says indictments and arrests on February 11th. Cyrus Vance Jr., the district attorney for New York City County, Manhattan, announced the indictment and arrest of 5 people in connection with the explosion, including building owner Maria Hernenko and her son, a plumber who used his city license to allow others to do work for him, the unlicensed plumber who did the work, and a contractor, Dilber Kukika. The charges included manslaughter and negligent homicide. According to media reports, the indictments claim that the explosion was the result of an illegal scheme to tap a legal gas line serving the ground floor restaurant to provide gas service to the renovated apartments on the floors above. Although lawyers for the indicted people were not immediately available for comment after the announcement of the indictments and arrests, earlier, a lawyer for the building owner had blamed Con Edison for the blast, saying that they should have shut off the main gas valve. Now, folks, this is all the result. This and the videos you just watched were all the result of this upcoming Local Law 152, which is going to take effect January 2020. And I'm going to talk about Local Law 152 coming up right now. So what is Local Law 152? Well, I got an article pulled up here from Site Compliance, and you can check this out yourself. I'll leave the link in the description box below this video for you to go into detail. I'm not gonna click on every link in the video, but we're just gonna go over this briefly to let you know what's coming up January 2020. But briefly, Local Law 152 is going to be instituted as a result of those videos you watched prior to this article I'm showing you. So as we can see here in the table of contents, we will just click on what is Local Law 152. And basically Local Law 152 of 2016 specifically requires periodic inspections of gas piping systems. Now, this is going to be mainly for mixed-use residential above 1 and 2 families and commercial buildings. So if you own a 1 and 2 family home, you're going to be spared this gas inspection, but to everyone else, anybody that owns a building in New York City, anybody that owns a residential property, 3 families and above, mixed use building, commercial building, you are going to be required to have the gas pipes in your building inspected. Right now, it's looking like it's going to be every 5 years. So if we come down here and we look to where when inspections are due, it's going to be based on the boroughs, but inspections must be performed and submitted once every 5 years with different due date cycles for each borough. And as we can see here, starting from the top, you'll have Staten Island, the Bronx, Manhattan, Queens, and Brooklyn. And like I said, I'm going to leave the link to this article below the video. So you can read all about it, and you can click on all the individual links and get the total scoop. What if I don't have gas piping system in my building? If your building doesn't have gas piping system, you'll still be required to comply with the law. What's the inspection and submission process like? You're going to have to get a qualified inspector, meaning a licensed master plumber who is gas qualified. This is not just any licensed master plumber. They have to be gas qualified. They have to carry a gas qualified card. It's got to be verified. They basically are going to walk into the building with a gas sniffing machine, and they're going to do a walkthrough. And if gas is detected, basically what's going to happen is they are going to notify the utility. They're going to shut your gas off. And at that point, you're going to have to proceed with recommended repairs. Now here, what are the penalties for somebody that doesn't comply? A building owner who fails to submit a certification required to be submitted on or before the filing due date specified will be liable for a civil penalty of $10,000. Did you hear what I'm saying, folks? 10 grand. You don't do this inspection, you are going to get a $10,000 fine. So, folks, this 2015 gas explosion is the reason why Local Law 152 is coming into fruition in January of 2020. You basically had a landlord, along with her son, 2 unlicensed contractors, and a licensed plumber who all got together, tried to scam the system. As a result, 2 people died and 2 buildings collapsed. Frankly, I don't feel sorry for anyone. I'll leave links down below this video so you can go on and read further about what happened to these people. But as far as I'm concerned, they all should be put away for the rest of their lives. Anyway, you're going to have to hire a gas qualified licensed master plumber. If you don't do it, you're going to get fined $10,000. There's no way to get around it, folks. We're going to come into your house with a sniffing device to sniff out gas leaks. If we find a gas leak, we are required to call the utility. They're going to come in, they're going to shut your gas off. We're going to quote you a price to have the repairs made. And you may say, go ahead and make the repairs. You may say, you guys are crazy. I'm not paying this kind of money to have these gas leaks repaired. Folks, you have no choice, because when I get back to the office, I'm going to take my gas sniffing device along with your name, your address, your block and lot number, and all that information is going to the building department. It will be a matter of record. There is no way to get around this, folks. The party is over for all you landlords who are looking to scam the system. Anyway, I hope you found this video useful. I hope it enlightened you on what's coming down the pike in January 2020. Hopefully you can make preparations for what's going to happen in January 2020. And again, you know, the rules are changing drastically. What they say today may not be in effect in the next 2 or 3 months, or the next 6 months, or even by January 2020. Things may change, but as it stands now in January 2020, every home, except for 1 and 2 family homes, as it stands now, are going to be required to do this gas inspection. So folks, a word of warning, make sure you don't have any gas leaks now. If you don't have any gas leaks, there's nothing to worry about. Anyway, I hope you found this video useful. I hope you got some information out of it that will help you make a decision as to whether or not you're going to do the right thing. And I hope all of you do. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Stay well, good luck, and again, folks, Local Law 152, January of 2020. You still have time to fix those little gas leaks if you do have them. Stay well. I'll see you in my next video. Hey, as long as you're here, don't forget to check out one of these 2 videos that are going to pop up to your right, my left. One of them YouTube chose for you, and one of them I recommended. I look forward to having you come back, checking out my channel. Please subscribe. If you're not already a subscriber, hit that notification bell to be notified of when I put up a new video. I want to thank you as always for stopping by. Stay well, and as always, happy plumbing.